Hi everyone, and today I want to talk about branding, why branding matters. I'm Alka Sharma, branding marketing strategist, and today I do want to talk about the importance of branding, why branding matters as an entrepreneur, whether you're launching a new business as a speaking business or your coaching practice, or you are a published author and you want to have your message out. And how do you do so? How do you get your message out? Whether you're a first time author, you published a book, and you want people to know about you, to know about the book. Well, how people are going to know about you if you have built a brand, you've built a presence online, and you are showcasing your expertise as an author, you're showcasing your expertise. And so, why would people want to buy your book? And the way people will buy your book is if you are branded. And this is why branding is so important. And when I work with entrepreneurs, whether they are launching their new business, their coaching practice, you have to have your message, your brand's message. And there are 3 points that I want to talk about that are vital as an entrepreneur and why you need to highlight yourself. So number one is you have to have your message well enough so people can truly identify who you are, what you stand for, your values, your value promise, your mission, and how do you stand? What do you stand for, and how does that truly represent your brand? Because the way you represent your brand, whether your audience, your clients are online, they're around the world, they want to work with you. They want to work with you. They want to buy your service. And the way people will buy into your service, the way people would want to highlight and they want to um, acknowledge as to who you are you branded? The first thing people notice, are you branded? Because when you're branded, this tells you everything. People, they see you, they hear you. And so here are some of the ways that I really want you to take away from this video and apply in your life today, in your industries, as to whether you're a coach, how branding is really going to highlight who you are, your brand's representation. And so when I work with clients, is to really craft the brand's message. Because when you're crystal clear on your message and your messaging, these two oftentimes they do go hand in hand, your message and your messaging. Because if your message is, you're posting, whether it's your branded assets, your website, your emails, your social media, in the videos that you post, if your message is inconsistent, now you lose the credibility, the recognition, and the trust from people who do want to work with you. And so you've got to be consistent. There's no inconsistencies anywhere. That's why your message and your messaging, where the two do collide, is where the mistake happens. So for entrepreneurs, launching your business is going to be the highest priority. You, at the back of your mind, you want to make sure that your message everywhere, it echoes in your message, and the look and feel of your brand, the look and feel. What is that vibe? And I want you to realize, what is the vibe your message, your brand gives out? Is it professional? Because if it's professional, is how do you show up in the way that it's professional, in the way you dress, in how you groom? Everything is professional that says about you. And so this is where it really is a crucial point that I see some inconsistencies of, entrepreneurs. They're not consistent. And so you have to, whether you're showing up on social media, are you showing up consistently? Are you showing up giving value? It's in your promise. As I said, who you stand for, what you stand for is in your value, your promise, and in your mission. How are you driving your brand so your brand stands out? So let's talk about why branding matters. Well, it matters also because the credibility and the trust and the credibility is going to come down to your reputation. What does your reputation tell about you? Whether you're offline, online, is your reputation, and are you memorable? Because people want to, they want to work with you, they want to engage with you, they want to connect with you at an emotional level. So when you are, as a brand, when you are relating your story, if your story relates, it's relatable, it's connectable, they connect with you at an emotional level, and you are memorable. This is a key point. If you are memorable, are you on top of mind wherever you go? It doesn't have to be around the world, but are you memorable right now? When people think of your name, do they think of you? That's a question. That's a question of a brand, a brand. And when you have that strong foundation of the three core principles, as I mentioned, who you are, your brand's representation, and why it matters truly as to the clients you want to work with. Why does it matter? And how does your story, the connectivity of your story, needs to resonate with your ideal clients? Because your clients are out there. So I want to really highlight this point of a brand and why a brand truly matters today in this era of, AI, the technology, but none matters when your message everywhere is that crucial point of your message, your brand's message of who you are and the reputation, your brand's reputation everywhere that you go. People know you, people recognize you, and they want to connect with you. So, I oftentimes I come across with, individuals that I speak to, and they always tell me, yes, they are launching the new business, but that this is their priority. They're launching the business, but branding doesn't really matter. And I really get, I really want to tell them, no, this is a grave mistake. If you're just thinking about growing your business, but you're not thinking about your brand, you're going to get left behind because there are others, as the niche, the industry that we're in as speakers, coaches, authors, we are in this crowded market. That how do we stand out? How do we stand out? What's our competitive edge? What's your competitive edge that you are building yourself upon? So standing out in your industry has got to be the highest priority. Your brand, your message, the reputation, they all are synchronized together. And you want to make sure that you are doing everything to make sure that you stand out in your industry. And I help entrepreneurs to do so, to help you stand out in your industry by your message, crafting your brand's message. Because, and I was talking to a client, and she was just talking, and her demographic that she was working with was mums, but also mums in leadership. And then when we began working together, she quickly realized that this wasn't the niche she wanted to work in. She wanted to work with. It wasn't just moms, it's leadership, it's women in leadership. And then when I helped her to craft the brand's message of, okay, if women you want to work with in leadership, what do they need to do? How do they feel? How do they, are they burnout? Because there are a lot of women in that executive position in leadership that do, most do go through a burnout. So you have to be crystal clear on your demographic, find everything that you need to know about your client as to their values, their their principles, the psychographics, and know everything about your ideal client. Because when you do so, you know everything about your client, it just makes it so much easier than to build your brand, because now your brand will begin to stand out because you have done the homework. You have done everything. You research as to who are the clients you want to work with, who are your ideal clients. And when you, as done your research, as I said, we live in this day and age with AI, and AI can help to craft your ideal target as to who you want. It can, do the research for you as to your target segmentation. And so branding is the most crucial part for your business. It will amplify your business, your brand. So let's make your brand, your business amplified even further by the three core principles of who you are, your brand's representation, and why it matters for the clients you want to work with. Thank you so much for tuning in today's episode, and I look forward to helping each and every one to know branding is so important, not only for your business, but your brand in general. So when you are, that recognition that we all want, the trust, your clients have to feel the trust that they can trust you. And the only way your clients, your audience can begin to trust you if you have built the credibility, and this comes over time, but the credibility and the trust are the two major factors you have to work to really amplify your brand. So I look forward to connecting with each and every one. Thank you so much for tuning in today's episode, and I look forward to connecting with you all soon. Bye for now.